It's the age-old adage that gives us pause. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. But when it comes to martial arts, this saying doesn't just apply to physical combat. It applies to the mind, body, and spirit, the very essence of what martial arts aims to cultivate. In a world where strength is often equated with power and dominance, the true essence of martial arts may surprise you. While martial arts may seem like an arena for physical confrontations, its ultimate goal has nothing to do with fighting at all. In fact, the ultimate aim of martial arts is not having to fight. The principles that govern martial arts transcend the idea of battle. They teach us that the most effective way to handle conflict is often through peace, self-control, and understanding. This idea challenges the notion that mastery in martial arts leads to aggression or violence. On the contrary, martial arts, when practiced with sincerity, helps build a foundation of respect, discipline, and humility, encouraging individuals to rise above unnecessary conflicts. The first thing that comes to mind for most people when they think of martial arts is fighting. Whether it's boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or karate, martial arts have a reputation as being a means to physically overpower an opponent. But look closer, and you'll see that martial arts are as much about mental and emotional fortitude as they are about physical prowess. Martial arts are often depicted in films as an arena for brutal conflict. Yet, this is far from the essence of the practice. While martial arts training may start with learning how to fight, its purpose extends far beyond that. It is a journey of self-mastery. Through the disciplined practice of martial arts, individuals learn to control not just their bodies, but also their minds and emotions. The journey begins with the development of physical techniques, but grows into a deeper understanding of oneself. A common concept across many martial arts disciplines is the idea of nonviolence, or ahimsa. It is a principle that transcends individual styles. Whether practiced in the ancient traditions of Eastern martial arts or modern self-defense systems, the goal is often to protect rather than to harm. In fact, martial artists are often taught to avoid confrontation at all costs. This may seem contradictory to the nature of combat sports, but it is in this balance that the true art is found. The ultimate goal of a martial artist is not to use violence, but to have the skill and ability to resolve a situation without resorting to it. The more skilled you become in martial arts, the more you realize that many conflicts are avoidable and that fighting should always be the last resort. A true martial artist is not someone who seeks out conflict, but someone who possesses the strength and wisdom to avert it. Consider this. Martial arts teach us how to read a situation, assess potential threats, and de-escalate before any physical engagement becomes necessary. A skilled martial artist will often display a calm demeanor, showing respect and understanding toward others, with the intention to defuse tension rather than escalate it. This is not just a superficial tactic, but a reflection of inner peace that allows one to assess a situation with clarity. In fact, many martial artists approach conflict resolution in a similar manner to how a counselor or mediator would. There is no pride in aggression, only the recognition that violence should be a last resort, not the first solution. While martial arts training provides a formidable skill set for self-defense, the true power lies in controlling one's impulses and maintaining self-discipline. The path of a martial artist is often framed as the way of the warrior, where the ultimate weapon is not the body's ability to strike, but the mind's ability to think strategically and stay composed in the face of adversity. Think of martial arts as a metaphor for life itself. In life, you will face challenges and you will be confronted by obstacles, both external and internal. Just as in combat, these challenges often demand a response. However, the key question is not whether you can fight, but whether you have the wisdom to decide when not to. By training in martial arts, individuals develop the emotional intelligence needed to handle intense situations without resorting to rash actions. They learn that true strength is demonstrated through restraint, not through physical superiority. Martial arts, at its core, is a system for cultivating patience, respect, and control over one's emotions, all of which contribute to personal peace. While the physical aspect of martial arts is often what catches the eye, it is the mental and emotional components that truly define a martial artist. The real fight is not with an opponent, but with oneself. In most martial arts, practitioners are required to push past their own limitations. In doing so, they begin to understand that the biggest battles are not fought with others, but with one's own doubts, fears, and insecurities. As you advance through the ranks, you are constantly forced to confront your own weaknesses and biases. You come to realize that martial arts is not simply about mastering techniques, but about mastering the self. The martial artist must cultivate a mindset that transcends the desire to win or defeat others. Instead, the goal is to face the internal battles, fear of failure, self-doubt, or a desire to prove oneself, that limit growth. A disciplined mind is necessary to navigate both the external world and the internal world. This is the essence of true martial arts mastery. Through meditation, breathing exercises, and self-reflection, martial artists begin to understand the deeper principles of life. Their focus shifts from physical strength to mental fortitude, from external victories to internal growth. A martial artist must practice humility. Despite all the physical prowess and technical skills they acquire, the true martial artist remains humble and respectful toward others, understanding that their abilities are not meant for ego or boasting. Humility is not weakness, but rather a recognition of the impermanence of life and the limitations of one's own power. This respect is not just for fellow practitioners, but for life itself. Every encounter becomes an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than to prove something. Whether sparring with a partner, teaching a class, or simply walking through life, a martial artist strives to maintain a sense of balance, composure, and respect in every interaction. Before we dive deeper into the philosophy behind martial arts, let me take a moment to welcome you to the Unfolding Journey, a space dedicated to exploring personal growth, empowerment, and the transformative power of discipline. Whether you're someone already practicing martial arts or simply someone curious about the wisdom hidden within its movements, we're here to dive into the stories, lessons, and practices that shape us. Every journey unfolds differently, but the lessons that come from disciplines like martial arts speak to universal truths. They teach us that while we might be physically prepared for a battle, true mastery lies in the ability to avoid unnecessary conflict and to approach life's challenges with a calm mind and resolute heart. Join us on this path, where the true fight is against our own limits. A martial artist who understands the true purpose of their craft is a force of peace. They wield their knowledge not as a weapon, but as a tool for understanding and compassion. This is why martial arts often embrace the concept of non-aggression. Not only is it a way to avoid unnecessary conflict, but it is also a mindset that promotes peaceful coexistence and compassion toward others. In a world rife with violence, martial artists are trained to be ambassadors of peace. They understand that their physical skills are meant to protect and defend, not to dominate or destroy. The ultimate aim of martial arts is not to harm, but to preserve the dignity and safety of oneself and others. In conclusion, martial arts is often misunderstood as merely a means to fight. However, the deeper truth reveals a path of inner peace, self-mastery, and nonviolence. The true martial artist is not defined by their ability to engage in battle, but by their ability to avoid it. Martial arts teach us that the ultimate power lies not in strength, but in wisdom. The wisdom to know when to fight and, more importantly, when not to. Through the discipline of martial arts, practitioners become not just warriors but sages, individuals who have mastered the art of self-defense and, in the process, learn to defend themselves from their own impulses, fears, and insecurities. In this way, martial arts is as much about cultivating peace as it is about perfecting technique. So, as we continue to explore the world of martial arts and its philosophies here at the Unfolding Journey, we invite you to reflect on your own path. What battles are you fighting? And how can you approach them with peace, clarity, and wisdom? If you've enjoyed this exploration of the true meaning behind martial arts, don't forget to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey. We have many more insights, discussions, and reflections to share with you. Let's continue this journey together as we uncover the deeper layers of personal growth, discipline, and the art of living a peaceful life. Remember, the ultimate aim of martial arts is not to fight, but to live a life where you no longer need to. So, join us on this journey of self-discovery and growth. Hit that subscribe button and stay with us as we continue unfolding the mysteries of martial arts and beyond.